One Punch Man drama. But hey, at least we got the drama content. How did you guys feel about the recent episode 5? To me, I enjoyed it. I had fun. The story is entertaining. The animation, disappointing though, right? A lot of really inconsistent, weird, janky things happening. Slight moments of greatness here and there, but overall, disappointing. Shoutouts to G.O.T games. I see you, bro. I see you, Luke. Listen, I'm not gonna follow you back. And that's nothing personal. Shoutouts to a Boy Dude Reviews, dude. Who remembers Boy Dude Reviews, solo leveling stuff? Remember, I make it like my mission to not follow anybody, right? I'm not gonna get involved in random Twitter drama of, oh my god, he's not following this person anymore. Oh my god, are you not following? Are you following this guy? Oh, I'm only following Team YouTube and that's it. But Luke, I appreciate you. He made a couple statements. The 51 Punch Man reaction channels watching every episode every week and hating every moment of it, apparently. Is there actually 50 of it? Yeah, I can't tell you how true this is because I don't watch other reaction content. I really prefer, like, I'll watch clips if it's funny here and there, right? And I guess I get recommended, but I really try not to watch any reaction content because I don't want it to influence the way that I react, right? I don't want to copy. I don't want to use the same jokes or whatever. I feel like I need to remain in my own zone and do my own thing that makes me stand out and be unique. And the more that I consume other people's reactions, eventually it's going to start to kind of melt together. And that's something I'm trying to prevent. I really think that if people didn't enjoy episode 5, they probably won't like any other episodes, no matter how much they improve. This is absolutely the case. Again, the episode was not amazing. It was half presentable with, again, moments of greatness here and there. The Van Oba cut, I think, again, it fell flat because of the team that it was entrusted to. His cut wasn't done justice, but it was still a fun episode to watch. But if this isn't going to do anything for you, like, they're not going to give any leeway. But here's the thing. People have an agenda right now. They don't care about actually, like, seeing One Punch Man for what it is. Their only mission is to farm the outrage and the negativity of a trending thing and to capitalize on it throughout the 3 months while it airs. There's no honest intentions of giving actual criticism. The height of a criticism is just yelling and calling it trash. And you know what? Yeah, it is trash. And their audience resonates with it. And it is a bad product. And I do agree that if you don't say anything about it, you will be continuously given slop. The issue, though, is no matter how much anger and rage that you present online, when not directed in the proper channels, it's unproductive. This is the equivalent of a protest happening while people just shitting on it and hating on it and saying it's the worst anime of this year when it's clearly not, right? There's plenty of other animes I think it's worse than this. Like, people forget that debate happened, by the way. I think that these are the equivalents of rioters. There are people protesting saying, we want something better, please Bandai Namco, here are our words, and blah, 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 right? And then there's gonna be writers amongst the crew that genuinely don't give a fuck. All they're there to do is to capitalize on the negativity and the mob mentality and to use that to their own advantage to farm the negative engagements and the outrage. And that's how content creation is done. It's a very insidious and nefarious loop if you really think about it, right? Social media, it will always prefer negative engagement over positive engagement. Glazing something is nice, but hating on something is way more visceral. And these negative emotions, not only does it compound off of other haters, but then in the same space, right? We have other people that's trying to see it for what it is. They get frustrated and angry. They're not upset. Like basically, they're upset at One Punch Man being bad. No one is acknowledging that this is an amazing project. Yet at the same time, when you're constantly in the same room with a bunch of writers just yelling and screaming in an unproductive way, it's going to make them mad too. So what I see happening over the last couple weeks, and I think it's going to happen into, January as we end the year, nothing's going to change. It's going to be constant, unproductive, rage bait, negative engagement farming of people that don't even genuinely care about this show, even though they claim to care about it. Because again, if they did, I think they would honestly try to see the story for what it is and give actual valid criticisms rather than just nonsensical noises, right? And again, complaining like this is unproductive. You need to actually care to mobilize, I think, the Japanese domestic audience. And you know what? I hear that One Punch Man, we'll cover another video too. I hear that One Punch Man in Japan is doing so fucking bad. There's another video I want to compare the ranking chart. Random ass isekais like Banished Court Magician that we're watching right now outranks that shit, bro. It's crazy. Like cheap ass isekai like and the reason that I bring the Japanese audience in is because Japan and the production companies do not give a fuck about international appeal. I think that international appeal is getting to matter more and more, but as international YouTubers without an actual Japanese audience to mobilize and to actually spread our opinions and actually make action happen in Japan, screaming and yelling and hating on One Punch Man on social media does fucking nothing at the end of the day. Even saying boycotting Bandai Namco does really fucking nothing under the day, because One Punch Man is such a small, it's a huge name, but Bandai Namco has so many different things. It's impossible to just say outright say just say boycott Bandai Namco. But I appreciate the sentiment, right? And it's just a shitty situation. The 3 months that we're in right now it's just a really shitty situation where people are all frustrated that their amazing series is getting done dirty, and you have a select group of people that is making it even fucking worse, acting as if they are champions, saying that they're the ones that's going to change everything for the better, when at the end of the day all they're doing is just rioting and looting the fucking stores and ruining it for the rest of us, in my opinion. I'm glad I'm not the only one enjoying Season 3. I know the animation isn't Season 1 quality, and that's a shame. But I'm still enjoying it and really don't understand the significant level of hate that it seems to be aimed at, especially after Episode 5. Again, right? It's the equivalent of rioters. These are disingenuous, dishonest people that's stretching the reality to fit their narrative. Nobody's saying this is amazing, but they can't even appreciate what is given to them. All they see is hate and the dollars that come with that, and because of how social media rewards them for that, nothing will change. Criticism is valid when it's respectful, but the amount of people who worked on this getting level of hate, they are just not right. We as a community need to learn and criticize respectfully. But the people who have the loudest voice don't really care about that, and the audience that they also have do not give a fuck about that. I don't think that, again, big channels like Nicholas Light, for example, need to understand animation techniques and thoroughly break down analytically what's going on. But it really doesn't help when, big channels like them have a specific agenda, and I don't think they're being very fair. I genuinely don't think so. I think that it's literally, if it's not Season 1 quality, fucking hate on it until it dies. That's kind of the sentiment right now. I know people might be wishing for Season 1 quality, but if you know you're not going to get it, why are you only watching it for the sole reason of animation only enjoyment, knowing it won't happen to the level you're set? Because again, it's dishonest behavior. It's disingenuous, dishonest behavior, which they shield as they shield their actions as they are the #1 fans of One Punch Man, and that's why they're the most outspoken. No, I think that you are taking advantage of a really shitty situation and honestly making it worse for the entire fandom included when you say you are doing this to be the champion against Bandai Namco. I don't think that's the reality. Everyone's opinion should be respected, so please respect those who even criticize the episode, but please try to be respectful with your opinions. This goes to everyone. I'll continue watching and I'll criticize the parts I don't like with respect and praise the parts that I do. And you know what? Luke, G.O.T. Games, it's so refreshing. He is such a reasonable, well-spoken, kind man. And we've known this, right? And it gives me hope that in our niche of anime reactions, that voices like him actually still exist, that can see things for the way they are, rather than have this absolute mentality of hating on something because it's not Season 1. I just wish that we could have a much more common ground across the board and enjoy, things together and condemn it together. But right now, the things that stand, it is an all-out fucking circus show. And hey, it is what it is. And it brings me to drama views. And I'm complicit in it. It is what it is. G.O.T. Games, a little bit more. One Punch Man should be competing with solo leveling in terms of fights. I'm enjoying the season. The animation isn't bothering me. I'm looking forward to more. But there is a part of me that is sad that it won't reach the level we know it could be. That's the thing too, right? Garo Saga is genuinely one of my favorite sagas in One Punch Man. Probably my favorite arc, to be honest. And I read this webcomic as a kid growing up, and I envisioned in my head, when is this going to get an anime? And that's when the redrawn manga wasn't even a thing, by the way. It wasn't. And I was like, damn, this shit's fucking hitting. But like, is this even going to be an anime? And finally, the anime is here at that story. And this is what we get. And it is disappointing. There's a part of me that dies inside when I realize that this could have been so much more, right? And that's the reality that we live in. I'm absolutely on the side of not pushing hate, but make no mistake that I'm disappointed in how Bandai has handled and treated One Punch Man with the fans and the staff that deserve more time, more budget, and more of a chance to make the season something spectacular. I'm still looking forward to it, but it is a shame it won't reach the highs that we all know it could and deserve to. He's so right, man. God. He is actually like, how is he so based? How is G.O.T gaming so based? And you know what? I'm glad that, like, again, he has this platform, that he has this voice. I'm saying it's based because obviously it's green with me. I'm sure some people will see him as, oh, you're a shill, right? That like, oh, you're not hating on it enough and you're pandering to both sides and how dare you know. I think that G.O.T Games, Luke, has picked a side. And the side is, it fucking sucks. I want it to be better. But you know what? We're stuck in a shitty situation. So what should we do? Shall we complain and cry and shit our pants in the grocery store aisle and ruin it for the rest of us? Or should we take you for what it is and try to have just a little bit of fun? Just see it for what it is, condemn the shit, enjoy the part that it actually deserves praise for. Because again, there are moments of greatness here and there. It's just that it's so inconsistent that it's hard to see, right? And that's pretty much it. Shout out to Nicholas Light though. I was heavily inspired by JC Staff's adaptation of One Punch Man Season 3. Shout out to his wife too. What is he doing? No, yo, his wife should have painted her face red, right? And then we could have the blue and the red filter. That fucking, they spamming that shit, man. They were spamming the shit out of the Garo theme too, the last episode. But like, I think it would have been even funnier if his wife had the red and he had the blue, and it just kind of moving off that JC stuff, you know, animation stuff. But shout out to Nick. Shout outs to Luke, and look forward to just more weeks of just shitty One Punch Man, baby.